If anyone can tell us about the banking industry and about insurance, I think it would be Pratibha because she's done so much. She's presently the Central Committee member of Canara Bank Retired Officers Association. उन्होंने कैनरा बैंक में 35 years का एक्सपीरियंस है. उनको बैंक का ब्रांचिंग फंक्शन किया है, लाइक credit, general banking, back office functions. She's also done marketing and training over there, and she was always the superior or excellent performer. उनके rating में उनको यही rating मिला था. And she was a bank assurance officer, and she was recognized as one of the best sellers of insurance. So उनको 7 years of experience है as a faculty of the bank's regional staff training college in Mumbai. Welcome, Pratibha.
Yeah, good morning, all of you. And all the earlier speakers have given very rich inputs and takeaway points. But like somebody has mentioned in the chat box, all are not comfortable with English. So if I can mix Mumbai Hindi, I think people will be more comfortable in understanding what I would like to say. And are
Perfect
you able to hear me?
I can.
Okay. या थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी में बोलने की कोशिश करती हूँ क्योंकि बच्चे लोग समझना चाहिए मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, राइट. एंड बहुत रिच इनपुट्स दिए हैं. आई एम नॉट आल्सो सो कन्वर्सेंट और कंफर्टेबल एज अ स्पीकर इन हिंदी. आई हैव नेवर डन दैट, बट नाउ आई विल ट्राई टू मिक्स हिंदी एंड स्पीक because that much if I say, I think students can understand. And what Mr. Ganatra was saying, when you have a hard way to go ahead, so just wait for the next moment. That is the summary of it. When you are feeling very depressed, when you are feeling very angry, wait for the next moment that shall pass. Don't act in anger or don't act when you are emotionally disturbed. And don't just sit there and wait for that moment to pass. You'll definitely overcome. So having said that, I will straight away come into the banking job. Everybody is talking about, like Jinal earlier said, commerce used to be a last of preference, right? But I can assure you, I'm a science graduate. I'm a major in physics, chemistry, and maths. I'm a silver medalist in physics. I have done my course in ISRO, Space Application Center, Ahmedabad, Science and Technology Communication. And with all this, I came into the bank. That was not my first preference. Bank job was not my first preference. But when I came into the job, I realized how much important it is. Even any scientific invention will fall apart. It has to be discarded if there is no commerce in it. Anything has to have a commercial value. And what this commerce is doing to the economy is what doctor is doing in the health sector. It is the bankers who are maintaining the economy, bankers who are keeping the money in circulation, bankers who are acting as mediators between the persons with money to the persons who need money. So that mediation is a very great job. Think about bank job as a social, as a noble work. Okay, and don't call it a job, it is a career. Don't call it a job, it is a way of life. So decide when you want to get, when you are aspiring in commerce. Commerce is all pervading. Even I think it's even circumferencing the science also, because like I earlier said, science inventions have to be supported by commerce. Commerce is required everywhere. Communication, she said. Rayan said communication. That is also all pervading. Any field you go, communication is very important. So now some of the questions, because I will finish off what I have to tell about the bank job. Then if time permits, I will tell you the rest of the things. So bank job, पहले ये decide करिए आपको बैंक जॉब करना है. You have to be sure about it. क्योंकि घर में से भी बहुत सारे प्रेशर आती है. कॉमर्स क्यों लेती है, कॉमर्स के लिए क्या है, दे डोंट नो. पेरेंट्स के जानते नहीं कौन सा फील्ड में कौन सा डिग्री में क्या पोटेंशियल है, because they have grown up in a different world. Even I have grown up, when I joined the bank it was a different world. So now it is all very different. So bank job is good. And when you heard that I was 35 years, more than 35 years I've served in the job, that connotes how much stability the job has, right? वो जॉब का स्टेबिलिटी आपको पता चलेगा। कितने साल, 35 साल मैंने बैंक में जॉब किया, एंड आई एंजॉयड एवरी डे ऑफ इट। तो आपको ये जानकर खुशी होती है कि जॉब, बैंक जॉब इज ए स्टेबल जॉब, वेल पेड जॉब। पब्लिक को जलन जलन है हमारे बारे में, बैंक वाले को इतना पैसा मिलता है, right? They don't have any sympathy for bank employees, because bank employees, they think they are paid very heftily. And bank is not what you see. Bank is not just ATM cards and credit cards. That is only the outer shell. If I tell you to draw the picture of a car, you just draw like this and draw two wheels. That is what you see about bank job. But you are not seeing the real chassis, you are not seeing the real engine, you are not seeing the interiors. So those are all there. There is a lot of things in the bank job, and so knowing science is also very, very important. So I don't have the time to elaborate on all those things. There was a question which was put forth earlier to this session, that students are asking this, you please touch upon these points. First of all, how to get a bank job? After you have decided to get into a bank job, how to get it? So I've already dispelled the myth that you need कॉमर्स का ग्रेजुएट होना चाहिए, कॉमर्स ही लगेगा, कॉमर्स के जानकारी होना चाहिए। मैं बता रही हूँ आपको, मुझे कॉमर्स के बारे में ज्यादा मालूम नहीं था व्हेन आई गॉट इनटू द बैंक। सो वो लेकिन वो जो एजुकेशन आपको डिग्री मिलता है, जो भी डिग्री चाहिए लगन से कीजिए, जो भी डिग्री में आपको सिखाते हैं वो 100% सीखिए, क्योंकि आपका बैंक करियर में भी वो कहीं ना कहीं यूज होता है। My physics knowledge and chemistry knowledge, mathematics knowledge, all came into use in all these 35 years, right? It is that much important to know varied things to be in a banker. If you want to finance a project, you should know how the processes work, so that at every stage, how much finance they need and how much finance you have to give. So you can make the difference in the lives of many people in all walks of life, in all strata of life. So whatever you learn it with interest. Okay, now how to get into a bank job? That was the question. After you graduate, there will be eligibility criteria. You have to, first I will talk about nationalized banks. How to get into that? So there is an institute called IBPS, Institute of Bank Personnel Service. Bank Personnel Service. Okay, selection. It is not service, the actual expansion is selection. Institute of Banks Personnel Selection. So this service is given by IBPS. And from there, banks take the candidates. So the score is, the IBPS score is important for bank job selection. And in IBPS, they conduct a test. There will be a preliminary test. There will be a main test. When you apply for the preliminary test, be sure about your eligibility. And don't browse into any website and just go read that, because there are many fake websites. Log into the individual bank's website, see where any recruitment drive is there, and look at the eligibility criteria, then only get into IBPS site and apply for that. All applications are online. Like somebody was saying, your technical skills, your computer savviness is very important. You don't have to learn too much into programming, but your how computer savvy you are, that is more important. You have to be comfortable with applying and doing it.
Pratibha ma'am, there is about 1 minute 15 seconds left. So if
Okay.
you could, and you are answering all the questions that are already popping up on the chat. One thing is about the skills are required to become a banker. Is that something you could?
Skill. That is what next point was. The test will be on test of reasoning. You should have a lot of logical thinking ability, the numerical abilities, that you have to be very, very accurate and comfortable with numbers. Then there will be a test of English language. So English language के test में आपको pass करना है. You don't have to do literary work and win a Nobel Prize. You have to be very comfortable with communication English as Rayans. And then and the computer English. Computer may be English ही है आजकल. And the fourth one is test of general knowledge. So that it should be a part of your life. Along with your steps towards your degree, all these skills you have to develop as though it is just a canvas and on which you are painting. That has to be an inherent thing when you learn. So if at all I'm given a chance, I will elaborate so many more things on these things. But right now, I want to conclude saying that you just keep in mind that you have to have extremely, your language should be impeccable. You have to don't make any assumptions, and don't take anything personally, and do your best. So that should be your attitude. Bank job is a very, very fruitful job. Bank job, and in private sector, it is not much different. They have their own entry tests. That's all. And just one more point I want to make. The every bank will not just go and make you sit at the desk and work. There will be, as soon as the recruitment is over, there will be an induction course, there will be an orientation course, there will be a skilling course, there will be familiarizing with the bank software, which is highly confidential and secured. So all your basic computer knowledge is only the basis. They will give training and all these things. Then only that enabling mechanism is there. And only after the enabling mechanism, they will ask you to work where you have to do with dedication. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratibha ma'am. You were a rock star. I mean, every single word that you said, you were answering questions before they even popped into my head or of the in the chat. So thank you so much. You have used your entire duration brilliantly. Thank you so much. And the best part was bankers are the doctors of the economy. That was, I loved that line. Superb. Okay.